Everyone, let's start this session by discussing about the number notation. We know the computer can understand only zeros and ones. So based on the assembler what we are using, the numerical values can be specified in different ways. For example, 93, if you are taking the 93, it can be directly represented as a decimal value like this, where this sign already we have discussed, it says that it is an immediate value. So the instruction is saying that you are adding 93 with the content of R1 and you are storing back the result in R1. If the same 93, if you want to represent in binary, then this is the representation of 93 in binary, provided you are using a symbol percent sign to say that this is a binary number. If you want to represent the same 93 in hexadecimal, then 5D what you are using, this is the representation of 93 in hexa, where if you want to represent the number in hexa, you will be using a dollar sign. So the number you can give directly as a decimal value, or it can be given as a binary number, or you are representing it as a hexa number. If you are representing the number in binary, then you will be using percent sign. If you are representing in hexa, then you will be using a dollar sign. Now let's move with the next topic, that is basic input output operation. Now whenever we are striking a character, so the input is given through your keyboard and it will be displayed on the display monitor, right? So now this is a connection what we are using, which is a bus connection between a processor, a keyboard and display. So whenever a character is pressed, it will be stored in processor, and again from processor it will be given to display. So now the speed of the character what we are giving, so input what we are giving, it will be varied based on the user, right? So now whenever the character is pressed, it will be given through the keyboard, it will be stored in the processor, and again from processor it will be given to the output, nothing but your display. Now we will be using two registers, they are like data in and data out, which are to say about whether we have the input data or output data. So this data in, which says that it is a buffer register which is used to store the character what we have struck. So now we will be using a one status flag here. So that status flag is nothing but SN. So this SIN, based on the status of the SIN, we can make out whether we have a character in data in or not. For example, if SIN is equal to 1, it says that there is a character to be read which is stored in data in. Once this character is read and it is sent to the processor, automatically this SIN will become 0. Once SIN becomes 0, it says that there is no data present in data in. That means we have this character to be sent down to the output, nothing but to the display. Therefore, now we will go with the next register, S out, next flag register. If S out is equal to 1, it says that yes, there is a character to be read which is present in data out and you want it to be on displayed. If this is 0, then there is no character. Therefore, based on the status flags what you are using in the SIN and SIN, if it is set or SIN and S out, if it is set or reset, you can make out whether we have the data in data registers, data in the registers like data in and data out respectively. So we have written the set of instructions over here by using a branch. So now this instruction, the first instruction is saying read wait branch to read wait if SIN is equal to 0. So already I have said, based on the condition of SIN, we can make sure that whether we have a data or not. If SIN is equal to 0, then there is no data present in data in. If not means if SIN is equal to 1, then you can give this input from the data into R1. Right? So this is a branch instruction we are using. So based on this condition of SIN, you will be branched. If this is SIN is equal to 0, then you will branch back. If not, you will send that input from data into R1. Similarly, we have written the second set of instructions for S out. You can see again, we have written right wait branch to right wait if S out is equal to 0, which means that if S out is equal to 0, then there is no data to be displayed, so you have to branch back. If not, from R1 to data out, nothing but now we are using a register R1, which is a temporary register. From data in, you will be storing the data into R1, right? For the display, again from R1 to data out. So generally, whatever the data and instructions we are using, they all are stored in a memory. Therefore, we need some memory addresses to access them, right? So now we will have that phenomena. We call it as a memory mapped IO. Memory mapped IO is where all this data and instructions are all stored in the memory. For example, the set of instructions what we have written here, it can be rewritten by using the instruction move byte data in comma R1 and move byte R1 comma data out. Nothing but things are clear. You will be using register R1. If you have a data, it will be sent from data into R1. If it is to be displayed, then it will be R1 to data out. Now you have written the instruction move, which is to move the data between the registers data in and R1 and data out. And byte size says that we are using the information which is byte sized. The things are clear, and the data what we are using, they are byte sized. That's why we are using the instruction move byte instead of saying move data in comma R1. For example, just think we have a register in status. In this register, we will use the bits. In this, the bit B3. The bit B3 is SIN. Similarly, we will go with the second register out status. In that again, bit B3 is for SOut. Now, we have written the part of the instructions which are used to check out this bit 3, whether this SIN and SOut, what we are using, are they set or reset. For example, just check out these three instructions. We have written test bit 3 of in status. I said the bit B3 we are using to say about SIN. Check out the bit B3 of in status. Branch is equal to 0, read wait means if this SIN is equal to 0, then you will go to branch back to read wait. SIN is equal to 0 means what? There is no data present in the register. If not means if SIN is equal to 1, then you will move this byte from data into R1. Similarly, the second set of instructions what we have written, again it is checking out the bit B3 of out status. Now check out the condition of SOut. If SOut is equal to 0, branch to write wait. If not, move the data present in R1 to data out. Based on these instructions what we have read till now, we have written a program which is for reading a line of characters and displaying it. Now we are using R0, which is acting as a pointer here. R0 is acting as a pointer here, which will be pointing to the address of the first location in your memory. Now these three set of instructions, you know, this is to check out SIN and this is to check out SOut, right? This SIN is equal to 0 means there is no data from data into R1. If not, you can send the data into R1. So in the previous we have used R1. Now we are using R0, provided it is written in your parenthesis which says that they are in memory location. Now you will be sending the data present in data in to the location which is pointed by R0. Similarly, you will be checking out the bit 3 of out status, so that you will make sure whether you have data or not. So if it is 0, then you will branch back. If not, you will echo nothing but you will display out, right? So again, this is the address pointed by R0 from where you want to take this data and data out. Now we have said clearly that we are reading a line of characters and we are displaying. So now every time we will be checking out whether we are moving to the next line, nothing but carriage return. So carriage return, it says that we are moving to next line. If we are moving to next line, if we are moving to the enter, if we are pressing an enter and we are moving to the next line, which says that the program is ending over here. So every time we will check out whether it is a carriage return. Then you have to branch back. And if it is not carriage return, you will automatically increment to the next location so that you can read the data. So this is a program written for reading a line of characters and display it. R0 is acting as a pointer which will be pointing to the memory location. This is to check out SIN and this is to check out SOut. Instead of using a register directly from data into R1, we are using a pointer register R0 and put it in a memory location. So we will be moving the data from data into the memory location which is pointed by R0. Similarly, R0 in the memory location where the data is present, from there to data out. And every time we are checking out whether it is a carriage return, means if we are moving to the next line. If we are moving to the next line, then that is the end of the program. If it is not carriage return, then we are incrementing R0 to the next location so that you can fetch the data, right? So based on this, you can read a line of character and display it.